India's digital infrastructure is rapidly evolving, and one technology that's increasingly taking center stage is active LED display systems. Between public installations and immersive visual experiences, the demand for high-performance display technology is growing at an unprecedented pace. But for decades, the global supply chain for active LED display systems has been dominated by imports. But an Indian company is now aiming to change all of that by building one of the country's most advanced manufacturing ecosystems. And today we take a closer look at LEDX technology by Xtreme Media and the vision behind a company that is scaled from 200 square feet in office space to a 1 lakh square feet fully automated world-class active LED display manufacturing facility. Let's take a look.
The global active LED display industry is undergoing a major shift. As demand grows for larger, brighter, and more immersive visual experiences, manufacturers around the world are rethinking how and where these technologies are produced. India's active LED display market alone is estimated at nearly 2,000 crore rupees and growing at over 15% annually. Yet for decades, most of this demand has been fulfilled through imports. The penetration of active LED displays in India is low but growing. India is on the way towards adopting active LED screens for various applications. LEDX technology by Xtreme Media is attempting to change that narrative. With a 10,000 square meter manufacturing facility and an annual production capacity of 50,000 square meters of active LED displays, the company has built a fully integrated ecosystem designed for scale, precision, and long-term reliability. From advanced automation and controlled manufacturing environments to rigorous quality testing and supply chain localization, the goal is clear: to position India as a credible global manufacturing hub for active LED display technology. We spoke with the leadership team behind LEDX to understand the vision, the risks, and the bold bets shaping this journey. Joining us today is Sanket Rambhia, MD of Xtreme Media and LEDX Technology. His journey began with a powerful inspiration: the iconic digital spectacle of Times Square. From inspiration to innovation, Sanket's journey reflects a commitment to creating truly bold, immersive, and impactful visual experiences across a variety of applications like boardrooms, lobbies, retail, hoardings, outdoors, thereby pushing the boundaries of what active LED display technology can deliver in India.
Hi Pooja.
Hi Sanket.
Welcome to LEDX Technologies.
First time in Bhakti, and here's where the journey starts, right here at LEDX.
Welcome.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, but for the benefit of our viewers and our audiences watching, we want to do a bit of a deep dive into your story, Sanket.
Sure.
My understanding is that 25 years ago, you took in the visual spectacle that is Times Square. And it's, of course, very moving for all, but for you, it was of incredible personal relevance.
Yes.
Because it essentially served as the spark
Yes.
for your future entrepreneurial journey.
Yes.
So walk us through those early days,
Yes.
down to the present moment where we are today.
So Pooja, I started back in 2009 when I was helping my uncle with LED displays. It was a weekend project, and I was in US at that time.
Sure.
And I used to pass Times Square every single day. And this energy of Times Square, scale of Times Square, that left a mark.
Of course.
It's not just advertising, it's theater on skyline. The way technology transforms the cityscape.
Right.
And we didn't have any of this back in India.
Sure.
And it started playing in my mind that how can we bring this larger than life experience back to India?
Sure.
And that was the starting point.
Incredible.
At LEDX Technology and Xtreme Media, we are always pushing boundaries of display technology to create immersive visual experiences for our clients. In last 3 years alone, we've done 4 lakh square feet of LED displays
And counting.
and counting. But it's not about the number. It's about the wow factor and the immersive experience that we create for our clients. And Pooja, I can't wait to show you around.
Let's have a look.
Welcome.
So Sanket, it's a bit of a leap that you're going to have to demystify for me. Because my understanding is that Xtreme Media was rapidly growing, profitable, bootstrapped, amongst the leaders in its space in terms of value, in terms of volume. So why the rationale to even enter the manufacturing space? It had never been attempted before.
So this started in 2019 when COVID hit us. And during COVID, it didn't just impact supply chains, it exposed vulnerabilities.
Sure.
And shortly after that, there were Galwan clashes on our eastern border. And as you know, all the display supply chain around the world is China-centric. So what happened is the components, the products for our displays were not coming from China. And our business model came crumbling down. So I realized that how vulnerable we are to our supply chain.
We were completely dependent.
Completely dependent on a country with whom we share borders
Right.
and not very great relationships.
Right.
So that's when I realized that we have to de-risk. If we have to thrive and grow, I have to strengthen the foundation first. So to de-risk the Xtreme Media supply chain, we started looking outside of China. It was never the idea to build it in India. We said, okay, let's go to Vietnam, South Korea, Indonesia. We went to even Eastern Europe like Turkey, Russia.
Right.
And you'll be surprised. There was no comparable factory or supplier where we could shift to. If there is nothing, then we'll have to build it ourselves.
Right.
And that's how the journey to build LEDx started.
Well, Sanket, what were some of the factors at a macroeconomic level or a microeconomic level that led you to believe
Yes.
this was a market that you could capitalize on,
Right.
not just at some point in the future,
Right.
but now?
Right. Over the last few years, things have changed. The market, Indian market, has shot up and grown and matured. Government of India is supporting Make in India. So we get a direct support from the government, which was absolutely lacking previously, and that has really helped us. And after COVID, we systematically build Indian vendors, suppliers to build the supply chain here. And most of all, what worked for us was the large customer base that we have in Xtreme Media. Because of this customer base and in-house R&D gave us the impetus that, yeah, now we can start building displays here in India.
So if you were to look at some of the challenges along the way,
Yes.
or some of the bold bets that you had to make as an
Right.
entrepreneur
Right.
at the helm of this gigantic effort,
Right.
looking back, what
Yeah.
were they? And do they stand relevant today?
Well, absolutely. I think when we were building this, 3 bets that we clearly made while building this. First, build a world-class facility, right? Because this is not just catering to India market, we want to cater to the world market. So build a facility that matches or is better than the most. So the choice of machinery, we're using the top of the line, completely automated Japanese and Korean machinery that you see behind me. The layout of the factory, world class. The materials used to build the factory, whether it's the epoxy flooring with ESD, temperature control, or air conditioning, moisture control. We maintain the relative humidity at 50%, and the dust control. All important factors to build a world-class facility that can give a quality product output. So that was my first bet, world-class. Second was automation. Wherever machine could do the job, employ a machine, because that will give you the scale, the reliability, and the quality.
Minimize human intervention.
Minimize human intervention.
Right.
So if you see our SMT line, from start to end is completely automated.
And SMT is, of course, surface mount technology.
Yes.
And ESD, which you were referring to a moment ago,
Yes.
is electrostatic discharge.
Electrostatic
so we are in an ESD safe facility.
We are a ESD safe facility. This is required to ground the discharge that develops in the human body or in the components, so that in manufacturing our ICs don't get spoiled and there are no failures on ground later on. So that was the second bet, the automation part. And the third bet, which is the most important, is the scalability. Right? So dream big is always been my key theme, and we've created a facility. You're standing in a 10,000 square meter facility, roughly 1 lakh square feet, that can build 50,000 square meters of LED display per annum, 5 lakh displays per annum. So we can, over the next 10 years, we can scale to 5x more in the same facility. So we envision that what will be required 5 years, 7 years, 10 years down the line, and hopefully this will suffice.
If this is in fact a 10,000 square meter production facility, then I think I've only received the sneak preview so far.
Yes.
Show me what's next. Let's have a look.
Yes, let's have a look.
In our conversation, you've repeatedly brought up reliability and quality.
Yes.
So I have to ask you, what does that mean in tangible terms and in terms of measurable parameters here at LEDx and in the context of Xtreme Media in particular?
Pooja, I always tell my colleagues at LEDx and Xtreme Media that we are not in business of selling displays and hardware. We are in business of selling uptime. And hence, quality and innovation are the core pillars on which the whole business model stands. For me, quality stems from three things: component, design, and process. Let's start with the design.
Sure.
When we take a product, when we are at the design stage, we design it for the 10-year life cycle. So all your choices of design, component, selection, etc. come with the mindset that the user wants to use this product for minimum 10 years.
And that already beats the industry average of 3 to 7 year lifespan.
Right. So standard is 3. In extreme cases, somebody will give 7, but we baked in 10 years of life. Some of our products come with 7-year warranty off the shelf, which is unheard of in the industry. So to enable this, we make sure that our product design has the highest IP ratings. IP is ingress protection. It is completely fanless, so there no dust or moisture can enter the display and reduce the life. We bake in the most vivid picture quality in our design by using the best-in-class components. So choice of components become very important as well.
So you've left no stone unturned, essentially.
Right, because our products have to thrive in Indian harsh conditions, because we have varied conditions. So highest rain, highest moisture, highest temperature, lowest temperature, Ladakh, -10, -20. So our hardware will go everywhere. So we build for all these conditions. It's design, component, process, and because they can thrive in Indian conditions, and we have a rich experience of 17 years, supplying these products and working fine in Indian conditions, we are very confident that they will do just well. You put them anywhere in the world. So for us, quality is just not a spec. It's engineered into the product, process, and supply chain.
So Sanket, you've brought up innovation earlier in the context of this conversation, all right? But the term that I'm hearing in the halls of LEDx is co-innovation.
Absolutely.
Or a close collaboration with the customer. I have several questions about how that comes to life, but give me the lowdown before I do a bit more of a deep dive.
So to do justice to this question, let me introduce my partner, R&D director, and the mind behind this facility, Mr. Sarjan Satra.
Sarjan, such a pleasure. Sarjan, Sanket and I were just talking about LEDx being a champion for co-innovation, and how do you build that relevance in the heart and mind of the customer?
So at LEDx, co-innovation, what it means is we are not just selling the product, we are building it together with our clients, and it starts with understanding the client's vision, understanding the technical requirements and the actual environment where the client is going to install the screen. And then thereafter our R&D team will work very closely with the client to develop customized modules as per the application. What this results in is not just customization, it's a purpose-built solution for the client which solves the client problem actually.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't customization or this collaboration with the client come at a cost? Because I think the role that the two of you sit in, you have the challenge of essentially managing high volume production, but with custom tailored solutions, right? So something's got to give.
We make standard blocks such as PCBs, cabinets and modules which can be mixed and matched together.
I see.
For the client, it feels tailor-made, but for us, it is scalable and efficient engineering.
All right.
It's more like, we have standard templates, right? And customer can bring in their requirements, match it with the standard products and templates that we have, make certain tweaks and build it on top. So, their go-to market is faster and it's cheaper for them to customize it also.
Okay. And Sanket has shared his take, but coming to you now, when we think about large-scale LED displays, India is still not the first country that comes to mind. In fact, the only country that typically comes to mind is China.
Absolutely.
So if you had to highlight your USPs as a brand, both on a domestic scale and on the international stage, what might they be?
So I think for LEDX, the LEDX team is one of the key pillars for our factory. We have engineers who live and breathe SMT day in, day out. And our factory manager has more than 25 plus years of experience in electronic manufacturing. So all the automation you see around is actually guided by human wisdom. This enables us to deliver scalability, efficiency, reliability, and a world-class quality.
So your most precious cargo or precious capital is human capital, if I've understood correctly. All IPs, all R&D, and all innovation inside, it comes down to the team.
Absolutely. It's always the team.
After exploring the technical heart of the facility, we now move to the next phase, the display testing area and the experience center here at the LEDX facility in Vapi.
Sanket, I'm perhaps stating the obvious here, but the large-scale LED display market continues to be China-dominated.
Yes.
China doesn't just influence the market, it owns it. So how does a player in the Indian market even begin to compete?
You're absolutely right, Pooja. The 90% of the products that are sold in the global market are made in China. But if you go deeper, you would find that there are three categories of factories that operate out of China, A, B and C. A being the large factories that are listed and produce high quality stuff, but they stick to their standards and seldom provide any customization or co-innovation.
I see.
And B and C, they are smaller factories with lesser quality grades and they may do some customization. We want to position LEDX as an alternative to category A. So we want to provide the same quality, the same experience to the customers, but also provide co-innovation and customization as a service.
The custom tailored solutions then becomes your sweet spot, your secret sauce.
Yes, we've done this right for last 17 years. Our products were made in India for India, but as we evolve, we are making in India, designing in India for the world. This is really valued by our customer because the product has matured and gone through iterations of refinement.
Well, Sanket, as they say, seeing is believing.
Yes.
So while I'm here
Yes.
in this world-class manufacturing facility, I'd
Yes.
love to experience a bit
Yes.
of the LEDX magic for myself.
Let's go and see our experience center where all our products are displayed.
Let's take a look.
Yes.
Your experience center is breathtaking.
Thank you.
And the market size in this country, when it comes to large-scale LED displays,
Yes.
it's upwards of 2,000 crores.
Yes.
It's growing at an annual growth rate of upwards of 15 to 20%, depending on which statistics you believe. Against this backdrop, Sanket, where do you stand as a company?
Okay, so we've done fairly well. We are the largest in this segment by volume and third largest or in top three by value. So although the industry is growing at 15 to 20% CAGR, Xtreme Media has been growing at 40% CAGR year on year.
Double industry average.
Doubling the industry average. But with LEDX in the mix, our aim is to scale manufacturing, to scale exports, and extend our leadership in domestic market. Xtreme Media was catering to just 5% of the world market because India is just 5% of the world market.
Yes, and it's in an early stage.
It's still at early stage. You compare India to any other frontrunner like Dubai, Hong Kong, China, New York, London. Our penetration is still very low. So Xtreme Media was catering to India market, which is 5% of the global pie. With LEDX in the mix, we are able to cater to the entire 100% pie. So we look to create supply chains in the global market.
So with LEDX in the mix, what happens to the global value chain and India's role in that whole ecosystem? You know, what are your ambitions there?
Yes. So India moves from being a consumer of display technology to creator of display technology. It moves from being importer to innovator. LEDX is showing the way, but only LEDX cannot do the job. My vision personally is to create India the hub of global manufacturing and innovation for LED displays. And for this to happen, many companies have to partner together. The entire ecosystem needs to build. And we are leading the way. We are here to partner to build the India story at the global stage.
Well, you've given us a sneak preview of what success looks like, you know, for this company and for you. But for our viewers that may be watching, or perhaps for budding entrepreneurs who are struggling to find their footing in this space, how might you guide them? What words of wisdom might you have to share, Sanket?
So for the budding young entrepreneurs, I really envy them because this is going, next couple of decades are going to be the India story. You know, I believe you need to be able to thrive in change because speed of change has really phenomenally changed. And AI has been a leveler of sorts, you know, where large companies, the small companies can compete with large companies with large resources because of AI. So, you know, the entrepreneurs need to be agile, thrive in change, and express yourself, you know, live life full of adventure. Masti mein raho, maja karo.
And by way of closing comments, a final question to you. Did it ever occur to you at any stage in the game, Sanket, what if this simply doesn't work?
Yes. To be honest, brutally honest, many times. Any entrepreneur who says that you never second guess yourself is not maybe very honest.
Right.
You will have self-doubt. You will question your model, your plans. But the idea is to stay put. Because if you stay put, you believe in the fundamental idea, you believe in yourself, you believe in your team, then success is around the corner.
Well, Sanket, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us and walking us through this state-of-the-art world-class facility.
Thank you so much, Pooja. Pleasure talking to you.
As global supply chains continue to evolve rapidly, initiatives like LEDX are highlighting how India is beginning to play a much more significant role when it comes to advanced electronics manufacturing. With growing domestic demand and global interest in diversified value chains and supply chains, the future of LED display technology is increasingly developing a stronger Make in India footprint. With that, our special behind-the-scenes feature with the larger LEDX technology and Xtreme Media team comes to a close. I'm Pooja Jain from ET Now, signing off here in Vapi. Thanks for watching.